Welcome and thanks for joining this session on the updated version of the 6 Stages framework. So the 6 Stages framework was developed by Dr. Shungu H. Magadza and is based on decades of psychological research and practice. It's a model that supports self-awareness, dialogue and organisational change by tracking how people think, feel and behave about diversity and inclusion. This year the model has been updated and expanded to include a broader range of EDI issues so that the 6 Stages framework now applies to all protected characteristics, including but not limited to race, ethnicity, gender, disability, age, sexual orientation, religion or belief and gender identity. So it retains the developmental logic and tone of the original model. And it's important to note that the original model, which focuses more on a racial bias, is still valid and can be used in situations when this is the main focus. It enables individuals, teams and organisations to locate themselves on a continuum, understand the factors influencing their position and identify actions that support a move towards greater inclusion and justice for all. So the 6 Stages framework has both a positive and a negative axis. The positive axis represents a developmental journey towards greater awareness, understanding and empathy in support of equity, inclusion and justice for all. So we begin with curiosity, so people starting to notice difference and ask questions. That's stage +1. And as people move up the scale, they go through discomfort, learning, reflection and eventually into leadership. At 6+, people are not just inclusive themselves, they lead systemic change and support others on the journey too. The positive axis is mirrored with a negative axis. While the current emphasis on the 6 Stages framework is on supporting upward movement along the positive axis, the inclusion of the negative axis acknowledges the spectrum of beliefs and experiences people hold. It also highlights the importance of recognising both progression and regression in attitudes towards difference. The negative axis of the 6 Stages framework represents a regressive continuum of attitudes, beliefs and behaviours that demonstrate increasing levels of resistance, hostility and exclusion towards people who are perceived as different or who hold protected characteristics. As individuals move further down the axis, their views and behaviours become more entrenched, potentially causing harm to others and posing wider societal risks. So stages -1 and -2 mirror the positive +1 and +2, where individuals may also have limited awareness but may begin to display defensiveness, denial or subtle forms of bias. The negative axis is not always about overt forms of hate. It includes subtle avoidance, minimisation and deflection. Movement down the negative axis indicates increasingly entrenched discriminatory views or behaviours, often accompanied by a growing resistance to change. So this image here shows both the positive and the negative axis of the 6 Stages framework. So you can see the red areas there on the screen represent -6 and -5. So the extremist leadership, so promoting hatred and division, often through radical and violent ideologies, and then moving up towards, so through hostility and rejection or dismissive and avoidant, and then to the -1 and -2, so the unaware, so lacking awareness of discrimination and assuming equity already exists. And then on the positive side, starting at the top, again with this lack of awareness, but unsure how to engage or respond. And then as they're moving down through the stages towards 5 and 6, where we start to look at sort of systems thinking and becoming advocates, so using influence to lead equity efforts and mentoring others, or becoming a transformational leader where they are driving systemic change with empathy, vision and inclusive leadership. And this slide shows another view of the 6 Stages framework. So again, that negative axis ranging from -1 to -6 and going through to the positive axis starting at stage 1 and going through to stage 6. So the 6 stages framework isn't just theoretical, it's very much a hands-on tool used in coaching, training, organisational development, can be used in schools, universities, corporations, and it helps assess where people or teams are in their development and provides specific guidance on how to move forward. So it gives a real structure to enable transformation, not just awareness, but accountability and change. So what makes the 6 stages framework model unique is its psychological foundation and its holistic view. So it recognises that healing, awareness and action must all be part of the same process, and it meets people with compassion no matter where they start. The 6 stages framework can be used with individuals of any background to explore their current position and potential growth in relation to diversity and inclusion. It's not limited to one group or identity, and it's relevant for people with both lived experiences of discrimination and those seeking to become allies or more inclusive leaders. So to find out more about the 6 stages framework, you can visit sixstagesframework.com. There are plenty of toolkits, coaching and training available, and you can also become a member of the 6 Stages Framework network or become an associate of the 6 Stages Framework. More information is available on sixstagesframework.com, and you can also book a call with us on Calendly on the link provided. So thank you for joining the presentation today. Before we go, I wanted to leave you with a final quote from Dr. Shungu herself. She says, "In order to drive change, we need to be brave enough to engage in these difficult conversations and to lift the veil of acceptance from the current situation so we can start to heal and drive change." So please do take some time to have a look at the 6 Stages Framework on the website. You can also buy the books by Dr. Shungu on Amazon as well. Thank you very much.